All right, guys, today's topic is calculating complex unit rates. Don't let that freak you out. They're complex because they deal with fractions, they deal with decimals. They're slightly harder, but they're really not that different than a regular old unit rate. Our objective is simply, I can calculate complex unit rates with fractions and decimals. Today's date is November 8th, 2013, and your page number should be 60. If it's not, you've numbered wrong somewhere, and you might want to go back and check it before the end of the quarter so your notebook's not messed up by the time the quarter ends. Let's jump right in. All you have to do with complex unit rates is treat them like any other unit rate. So for example, we have this problem right here. Addison plays half of a song in 1/8 of a minute. How many minutes will he need to play a full song? Don't get confused because it deals with fractions. Look at what it's asking you. It's asking you how many minutes, there should be the word many in there, I apologize for that. How many minutes will he need to play a full song? So we are looking for minutes per song. Remember, per means that there's a fraction bar there. So all we have to do is pull information from the word problem that we have. Minutes. What information do we have about minutes? Well, right here we say we see 1/8 of a minute. So that will go on top. And then we have our fraction bar, and it says song. So where do we see a number having to do with the amount of a song? And that's right here, half of a song. So that will go in the denominator. Now I know that this fraction here looks really funky. 1/8 over 1/2. Where do you even begin? Well, you begin by recognizing that a fraction bar is simply division. Okay? So what this actually means is 1/8 divided by 1/2. Now please do not say to me, oh, Mrs. Ott, that's 1/4, because 1 divided by 1 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. No, that is wrong. You need to remember what we've learned about multiplying and dividing fractions. When we have two fractions that we divide, it's been a couple months, so we'll review it. You leave the first fraction, you change division to multiplication, and you flip the second fraction. So this would actually become 1/8, change division to multiplication, times, and flip your second fraction so that now it's 2 over 1. Then you're going to multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. 8 times 1 is 8. And then we can simplify it. What number goes into 2 and 8? They can both be divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that gives us a unit rate of 1/4. And it's okay to have a fractional unit rate. So Addison can play 1/4, it takes 1/4 of a minute for Addison to play a full song, one song. That is our unit rate. Okay? Let's try another one. Stella now is writing 1/7 of a page in 1/15 of a minute. And the question is asking us how many minutes does it take her to write a full page? Use that question to form your unit rate. It's going to be minutes per page. Okay? So then we take the fraction associated with minutes, so that's this one right here, 1/15, and that becomes our numerator, over the fraction associated with pages, that's 1/7. Just like we talked about last time, this fraction bar simply means division. So we can rewrite this 1/15 divided by 1/7. We will leave it, change it, flip it, which gives us 1/15, because we leave that as is, change division to multiplication, and flip 1/7, giving us 7 over 1. When we multiply straight across, we end up with 7 over 15. And actually, this fraction cannot be simplified. There's no number that can be divided into both of these, both the numerator and the denominator. So our answer is 7/15 of a minute per page that Stella writes. She's a fast writer. She can write 7/15 of a minute. That's all it takes her to write one page. Okay, so these unit rate questions can get even more complicated. This next one, I want you to go to the next page for. Make sure you label it November 8th, page number 61. And there's a lot going on in this problem. Let's take a few minutes to just read it to ourselves, see if we can understand what on earth it's talking about. So, here's the word problem. Phonyphone Phone's cell phone plan will cost you $65.99 for 250 anytime minutes. Cheapskate phone service will cost you $32.50 for 75 anytime minutes. What is the unit rate for each company, and which is a better buy? This problem has several steps in it, but a good place to look when you're solving any kind of word problem is in the very last sentence. What is the unit rate for each company, and which is a better buy? Well, we know how to do unit rate. Sorry, guys. We've been doing it for a few days now. So let's find the unit rate first for each company. Let's go with Phonyphone Phone's cell phone plan, and it is $65.99 for or per every 250 minutes, right? That's dollars, that's minutes. For a problem like this, believe it or not, I will let you use a calculator. So I'm not going to make you do long division on that problem. I know, aren't you excited? So we have 65.99 divided by 250. So I'm going to type that into my calculator here. And we end up with, ooh, that's a funky number, isn't it? 0.26396. Let's go ahead and, oh, hang on. What's my computer doing? There it is. And now I've forgotten the number, of course. It is 0.26396. 0.26396 is what our calculator gave us. Now, do I really need that big of a number? No, I don't. This is dealing with money, guys, okay? And how many decimal places do you have in money? Well, you only have 2. So I'm going to look at my first 2 decimal places, double check that I don't need to round up, but this number is 3, so I can just leave it as is. And it is $0.26 per minute is how much the Phonyphone Phone's company plan is going to charge you. Let's find the unit rate for the other company, Cheapskate Phones. Okay? Cheapskate Phones says it's going to cost you $32.50 for 75 minutes. It's useful to put your units in, like this dollar and the minutes, to help you keep track of what everything means. And now let's go to our calculator once again. 3250 divided by 75. Which gives us 0.43333333. We can keep that as 0.43. Okay, because we're just dealing with cents here. So that is 43 cents per minute. So we have found a unit rate for each company. And now the question asks us, which is a better buy? Which cell phone company are you going to go with in order to save the most money? Well, clearly, the Phonyphone Phone cell phone plan is cheaper per minute than the Cheapskate phone plan. This one is 26 cents per minute. This one is 43 cents per minute. So you are going to go with the Phonyphone phone company in order to save the most money. All right, so let's try another problem that's kind of like that last one. This is your reflection problem. Frosted Flakes are $4.50 for a 16-ounce box, and Frosted Flecks are $2.75 for a 12-ounce box. What is the unit rate for each brand, and which is the better buy? All right, make sure you include both of the unit rates and tell me which is the best buy when you put that in your reflection on Edmodo. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.